Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to my new YouTube channel, Not a Somm Girl, your new go-to source for wine education that is fun, not intimidating, definitely not boring, and a little bit different. I wanted to make this channel to talk to kind of like the everyday person about wine, not industry professionals. I want to talk to the young woman who is starting to go out on client dinners and gets to order for the table, a mom who is going to a dinner and wants to impress people. Maybe you're just someone who likes wine and that's cool too. I'm talking to you, industry professionals. If you're here, welcome. Please don't criticize me if you think I'm wrong. It's not what this channel is about. This is not what we're here for. We are here because wine education is fun. It is for every single person. If you are interested and this sounds like you're on board, something that would be fun, definitely click subscribe. I'm new to YouTube and follow along. New videos coming at you every single week. All right, so let's get down to business. Who am I? Why am I credible to talk about wine? Well, totally unrelated, actually. I run the fashion blog at Next by Nicole on Instagram and www.nextbynicole.com. That is not all I do. I also run my family's wine businesses. So part of my day-to-day actually involves tasting different wines, talking to industry specialists, and learning a lot about this industry. It is so fun and exciting, and it's really just a topic that is built around family, culture, love, friendship, eating some good food. It is all things that are amazing. Yeah, I feel like sometimes people make it really serious and it's just not what winemakers had intended it to be. Like the title says, not a somm girl, because I'm not. I'm not a sommelier. I don't really have plans to become one. That would be amazing, but I don't know if it's necessarily in my future. All right, so that's it. Now we're ready to get into it. It's my first YouTube video ever. I'm not sure about the editing. I just picked up the tripod to look at what I had, and now I'm at a different angle, so bear with me. We're gonna get better. Also, let me know what you think about this location. I really envisioned making these videos in my parents' dining room. I think the lighting is really pretty and it's a gorgeous space, but now I'm not so sure about all of what is happening behind me. So leave a comment, let me know about that. And now let's get into the fun part. Maybe why you're here, maybe you saw it in the caption. We're here to talk today about sulfites. I also just noticed I clap my hands a lot in videos apparently, so I'm gonna try not to do that. Sulfites. So a lot of people think that they are bad, that they make you have headaches, that there's something that occur in wine that aren't desirable. So I'm here to kind of dispel a couple of myths about it and teach you about what sulfates actually are. Okay, so what is a sulfite? Basically, that's a low-key term for sulfur dioxide, which on the periodic chart is gonna show up as SO2. This is a preservative that isn't only used in winemaking, it's actually used in the food industry as well, and it's way more common than we might think. Winemakers love this because it actually helps prevent oxidation and it helps wine maintain its freshness. When a wine oxidizes, it basically means that oxygen is getting into the wine. It's gonna mix with the ethanol, aka alcohol. Something bad happens. It's a really fancy term. I am not an organic chemist. I will write it down right here. If you wanna look it up more on your own, go for it. It makes the wine taste not great. It gives it a weird, kind of appley, earthy taste. You don't want that. Okay, so all that out of the way, generally speaking, sulfates actually aren't harmful to your health. If you had super severe asthma, for example, it might exacerbate that, so that might not be good for you. And I think it's less than 1%, I'm gonna have to double check, less than 1% of the US population actually is sulfite sensitive, meaning that less than 1%, their bodies might not break it down the right way, maybe they don't feel great when they have sulfites. Super small percentage, as you can see, but then why do people think that sulfites in wine give them headaches? Okay, so people seem to think that sulfites are the reason they get headaches when they drink wine. So this actually isn't really the case because, well, that's actually not true. It could be, I don't know, I'm not a doctor. However, there's actually no definitive medical research that shows that sulfites cause headaches, which, I don't know, it's pretty interesting. I think that there are a lot more things in wine that can actually cause headaches. So compounds like histamines, tannins, which I will get way into tannins another time in a different video. That's a long conversation. And alcohol might cause headaches too. So not entirely sure on the sulfites, but could be, could not be, but there's really no proof. So let's kind of get into it more and dispel some of the myths about, red wine versus white wine. I feel like I'm moving around a lot. I don't know how YouTubers do it and it looks so consistent. I'm here, then there, and I'm taking different takes. A lot of the time people will blame red wine for their headaches. People will say, oh, I can only drink wine because red gives me super bad headaches. probably the tannins, in my humble opinion, because white wines actually have a boatload of more sulfites in them. The reason being that red wines have the tannins in them that stabilizes it. So red wines also go through malolactic fermentation. This is when they take the tart malic acid, it's just naturally occurring in grapes, and they'll soften it, make it a little more palatable. So when it's undergoing this really, really scientific process, basically, it is softening these up, it's helping it preserve, it's helping it store. So it actually doesn't usually need as much sulfites, whereas white wine doesn't go through that whole process. So, you know, they have to add a little more to preserve. And also, they typically don't have as many. This is also like one of my favorite facts to tell people. I get really excited about it. I don't know why. Sulfites are naturally occurring. So I think a lot of the times people think that like they're added afterwards, which is the case. It definitely, winemakers can, sometimes they do add more. What this means, basically, regardless of if you add extra sulfites, then the wine's still gonna have a couple, maybe a little bit. In conclusion, sulfites are just preservatives. It is a naturally occurring compound that happens to be in wine. It is also found in food. Typically speaking, doctors don't think it gives you a headache. There is not more sulfite in red versus white, and I hope you enjoyed my first video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my first video. I am so glad that you stopped by to learn a little bit more about wine. Definitely click subscribe if you liked what you saw. If you want to learn more, I promise I will get better at this whole YouTube thing. Don't forget, I will be launching new videos. I don't know if you even call them launching. I will be releasing new videos every single week coming at you. So follow me, subscribe. Not a Somm girl. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next week.